Oh, that was effective.
Hey everybody, we're going a little bit early, so hopefully people can join in, and we'll get going at 7:30.
Do you promote this on your Instagram?
What?
Do you promote this on your Instagram and Facebook?
Yeah, not always, but
Well, you should. You should get consistent about that.
okay.
Just saying.
Well, then let me just go over to Instagram. Wow, no! No!
Kill your subscribers.
Yes. Hello? Nobody's there yet. Okay, that's good. Let's see. Go into pictures. And we'll go into 2018. And we'll go... put this picture up there because nobody's seen this picture yet.
Ooh, what is it?
A car that needs a bunch of work.
How are your niece vids getting? What kind of reaction are they getting?
First one did good. I haven't uploaded the next one yet.
What your mother
Alright, we're just about at 7:30. I am posting something on Instagram, and then we'll get into our normal stuff. On our YouTube channel. And all right, so here we are for another Friday night live stream. Hope everybody's doing good out there. It's been a lovely week here in Vermont, and we are looking forward to another lovely weekend. We're actually going to get some snow, at least where we live. I know other parts of the state has gotten snow, but not us. All right, so tonight we're going to just bring up a bunch of different car news. I was in a live chat yesterday. It's a coordinated collaboration between old car auto guy and straight six fan. It was a lot of fun. Hey, keep it down in there. A lot of fun. Got some new subscribers from their live feed, and there was a bunch of questions that Jason particularly asked me if I could kind of look into, because they say I'm more of the news guy here. So we're going to talk about the Ford and Volkswagen alliance. We're going to talk about Barrett Jackson that's coming up. A couple of Porsche things, Chevy. I think we even have one bit of recall news in there. So we're going to start this off with something that's not quite as thing, because I see that I ain't got nobody watching at this point. Things are not going quite as so well for Tesla and Nissan. Both companies just announced that they will be cutting staff. Tesla, this is reported by Routers. Tesla stock tanks as company slashes workforce by 7%. Tesla said Friday it will be cutting several thousands of jobs as the electric car maker looks to trim costs and be consistently profitable while it ramps up the production of its crucial Model 3 sedan. Company stock tumbled by nearly 3% to close at $302 a share and change. That's still quite the stock price, which good for them. Tesla will need to make these cuts while increasing the Model 3 production rate and make many manufacturing engineering improvements in the coming months, Elon Musk said in an email to employees that was published on the company's blog. The company said it will reduce full-time employee headcount by 7%. Doesn't give a total amount that 7% is. I had no idea how many people currently Tesla employs, but some bad news for them. And on a related, not a real related, but on another layoff note, Nissan is laying off 700 contract workers in Mississippi. This is reported by Autoblog. Seamus, come here. What is your problem? Oh. Shush! Seamus, our Wonder Corgi. No. Go. Alright, so Nissan Motor Corps Limited, the U.S. arm of the corporation, said it will be laying off 700 contract workers in the Mississippi assembly plant, citing slowing sales of its van and Titan pickup trucks. Which, the Titan pickup truck, I find that surprising with the turn that everybody is doing to pickup trucks and SUVs. Maybe they're just not as, I don't want to say nice because I don't know, but they're anyways, Nissan, don't like to say bad things about people or companies, but maybe Nissan made the wrong move when they did their truck refresh. I don't know. They still are going to employ about 6,500 employees in the Canton, Mississippi plant. So 700 people getting laid off. All right. And we're going to go to this one. All right. I don't know if you guys have been seen this on TV or not, but recently Chevrolet made a claim in one of their ad campaigns that they were more reliable than Honda, Toyota, and Ford. This claim is based on some very selective survey data that Chevy sponsored. Toyota has disputed Chevy's claim, and now the ad's been pulled from the rotation. Gosh, that's never be selective when you're going up against Toyota, especially when it comes to the reliability claims. The ad came out early January as one of the long-running, cringeworthy, real people commercials. I don't know how much you guys like those videos, but I do agree with this report that they tend to be silly. I do like, periodically I've seen on Facebook some videos lambasting these where somebody really, gives a real person comments on these things. It's kind of funny. Only this time, it was Chevy surprising people when it came to reliability. And in case you missed it, now, anyways, last week, it was detailed on how some of the variables in the study were not released, and therefore Chevy was able to make a technically correct claim about the reliability of their 2015 model year cars, using a narrow operational definition and selective data sets. Chevy. Don't ever go up against Volkswagen. I'm looking at a Volkswagen thing. No, don't go up against Toyota when it comes to reliability. All right. This is a huge thing that I just saw posted up today. This is on Autoblog. There will be a Corvette reveal at the Rolex 24 Hour. Corvette reveal at the Rolex 24 Hours next week. I'll show you a picture of it in just a minute, but this thing it's huge. Chevy is planning on showing a Corvette next Friday at the Rolex 24 at Daytona. It isn't quite done. Wrong sentence. All right. We know that it will happen during the schedule of events and the IMSA's website for the Corvette Corral. As of now, we don't have any other further details from Chevrolet on the Corvette, but we'll get all about it next week. And I'm going to show you. Here's a picture. I've got a picture of the new Corvette and what they're going to reveal. Sorry guys, still C7. C7. It's a special edition Corvette that they're going to be doing. This is probably going to be the last C7 Corvette reveal, the last of the C7 specials, whatever you want to call it, until the C8 comes about, which we still don't know. Lots of reports were going to be that the C8 was going to drop at the new North America International Auto Show in Detroit this past week, but that is not the case. Some people, Rick Conti, search his YouTube page. He does a lot of really good Corvette content. He's a Chevy Corvette salesman. He's been guessing that it'll probably be in a standalone event come like mid June or July, something like that, I think is what I remember him saying. There's a possibility it could drop at the New York Auto Show, but it's more likely that it's going to be a standalone event, potentially at the Corvette Museum. Oops. Can't put the McDonald's sign out there because I'm not sponsored by them. Another story I picked up. This one is from Jalopnik. Ford may be cooking up a small unibody truck smaller than the Ranger. So unibody, that would be somewhere along the lines of the Honda Ridgeline, or way back in the day, the Subaru Brat, or the Volkswagen little pickup thingy that they did. Dodge Rampage. But this is looking like it's actually going to be truck size-ish. Not going to be a sedan or wagon with the back cut off like some of those other ones were. So this has been rumored for quite a while, according to the reports. The pickup is going to be something that's developed outside of the U.S., but there are massive hints that it will be sold here in the U.S., at least according to, somewhere in here, some of their social media from some of the people involved. It might be called the Courier, which anybody from that's old enough from the 70s and very early 80s, you'll remember that the Courier was a Mazda pickup truck that Ford rebadged. Small truck, in the sort of the same lines as the Chevy Love or Toyota. I don't know if they were still called the Hilux back then, but the Toyota pickup. So very small, compact from today's standards, pickup truck. They are saying that it will be built off the same platform as the Transit Connect long wheelbase, and it'll might have a similar kind of front end design, but they aren't giving a whole lot more out on this. It is saying that the truck will only come as a 4-door model. Interesting. So there's likely that it'll have a short bed, very short bed, that would probably remind everybody of the Avalanche or the Subaru Baja. Those things, or even the Ford Sport Track. Those things were pretty useless when it came to being... Now, the Baja and the Avalanche did have a door that you could put down so you could put in larger items, but not really good truck-wise. Let's see. Let's go over to a report on routers. British Lotus cars to be made in China at new Geely plant. So guys, if you don't know, Lotus is actually owned by the Chinese company Geely, and they have just started plans to build a new factory in China where Lotus cars will be produced and then exported from. It's a $1.3 billion U.S. factory. And they're doing this not only to try and boost Lotus as far as its production capabilities and the possibilities of having new models such as an SUV, but they're also doing it for Geely so that they can start producing more high-end vehicles and can try and get their people's opinions off of the fact that they're best known for cheap knockoffs of lots of other vehicles. There's something in here that said it a lot better than what I just said. Can't. Oh yeah. The move is in line with Geely's ambition to build more upmarket cars and throw off its reputation as copycat designs and shoddy quality. For Lotus, it could mean greater production volumes and new models such as an SUV to boost sales. Now that's really an important thing for Lotus. As far as I'm aware, right now they only have one model. With everybody's push to SUVs, that could really hopefully do them some good. Get them, if they can get an SUV out, but still have some of those great Lotus driving dynamics. That would be wicked cool. And going on the car. Gosh, no brain, no work well today. Now we're going with a report from Bloomberg, and its title is "The Car's Death is Exaggerated," say the people who are trying to sell cars. Makes sense, right? And really, they're right when it comes down to it. All right, the glass half full people would like you to know that no matter how many Americans decide to purchase sports utility vehicles, millions of other consumers will still buy their sedans. And I agree with that. Those people, for one, are Volkswagen, Nissan, Hyundai, and Honda. And I can imagine that Toyota is in there as well. They're politely asking people not to get too carried away with the declaration of the death of the passenger car. They're confident in their ability to sell sedans profitably, even as Fiat Chrysler, Ford, and General Motors drop low-demand car lines to focus on SUVs and pickups. Yes, there's always going to be people out there that, number one, don't want or don't need a pickup truck. There's other people that just, number one, like sedans. These light trucks, the SUVs and pickups, account for a 70% of the U.S. market right now, and it could reach as high as 75%. That being said, that 25% that still buy other things, that's over 5 million passenger cars. There's still a very good market for sedans. 5 million passenger cars were sold last year, and they will be sold again this year, according to Honda Senior Vice President. I'm not even going to try and butcher that name. Senior Vice President of Automotive Operations said that they'll still buy them, and if they're gonna, the domestic guys are gonna get out of the sedan market. There are people that are gonna want it. There's got to be something that's going to take over, and companies like Toyota and Volkswagen, Honda, the ones that are there, they make some really great sedans, and they're going to do just fine. Cars have been in decline for the past 15 or so years, especially after the gas price surge, but now with more reasonable price gas, it's very easy to see why people like going to the big SUVs and trucks. I do, as I've said it before on this channel, I very much want to get a Jeep Gladiator when they come out, but on the other flip side of it, I'm very happy with the sedan that we have now, which is a 2011 Buick LaCrosse, and I'd be very happy to get another one. I don't need a truck. I don't, it's very helpful when you want to go to Home Depot or whatever, but it works. All right. Government shutdown could prevent new cars from landing at dealers. This is a report from a roadshow. The government shutdown hasn't really taken a hold of the auto industry, at least not yet. However, it could if it continues to stretch on as automakers try to push new metal to dealerships. Automotive News pointed out Thursday that new vehicle certifications are halted during the government shutdown. This means the EPA can't process or certify new vehicles as being road legal, resulting in automakers waiting to get new cars on lots, possibly missing estimated launch dates in the process. Is this going to affect the Gladiator? Potentially. EPA doesn't even do all of the testing itself, but it does mean it keeps operating. But it doesn't mean it keeps operating during the shutdown. Automakers can submit self-test data to the EPA for evaluation, but it still needs to be evaluated. From the roughly 1,200 compliance requests it fields each year, the EPA randomly selects and tests about 200 on its own. These numbers of new vehicles, while a number of new vehicles debuted at the Detroit Auto Show, many are slated to arrive in dealerships several months from now. Talking to representatives from General Motors and Ford, and while both said they have certifications in the queue, both also didn't think that the shutdown was going to affect their plans. FCA, Fiat Chrysler, on the other hand, has certifications for gas variants of the 2019 Ram 2500 and 3500, but it's still waiting for certification on the big boy Cummins diesel variants. So those might be pushed back depending on how much longer. the shutdown happens. All right, now we're going to go on to a recall notice that I found. There are a ton of other recalls. I'm just not talking about them right now because they all have to do with the Tanaka airbag inflators. Ford, Honda, and Volkswagen, I think, all also posted recalls, but they all had to do with the airbag inflator issues that everybody knows about for the past 2 or 3 years. But anyways, Hyundai and Kia issued a new U.S. recall for 168,000 vehicles for fire risk. Hyundai and Kia said on Wednesday they will recall the 168,000 vehicles at a risk of a fuel leak after recalling them in 2017 for engine risk fires, and will offer software upgrades to 3.7 million vehicles. A high-pressure fuel pipe may have been damaged or improperly installed as part of an engine replacement during a prior recall, and that installation could increase the risk of fire. Korean automaker said the software update aims to protect the vehicle from internal damage, and they will also offer new extended warranties for engine issues. The NOx sensor software detects vibrations, indicating the onset of excessive wear on the connecting rod bearings. Kia said that 20% of the vehicles involved have already received the update. The new recall covers 68,000 Kia Optima, Sorento, and Sportage vehicles from 2011 through 2014. And the Hyundais will be 100,000 vehicles, which are 2011 through 14 Hyundai Sonata and 13 and 14 Santa Fe Sport Utilities. Handful of fires have been linked to this, but no injuries have been reported. All right. Let's talk Barrett-Jackson. Barrett-Jackson, gosh, I can't remember if it starts this week or starts. Yeah, I think it's this weekend is when it starts. And I came across this beautiful 1955 Willys Jeep pickup. So the very early predecessor to the Gladiator that will be up for auction this coming week at the Barrett-Jackson. Got cats ruining my furniture. Quiet. All right. Some more pictures of the Jeep. So if you're in Scottsdale and you want to buy yourself a 55 Jeep, that's something for you to look at. Top 10 bargains at Barrett-Jackson. Starting off, 1987 Buick Grand National. Oh, I love these cars. So love the G-bodies and would love to have one of these things. This 87 has 17,000 miles on it, stock all the way down to its good years, and I don't know if this was last year's. Okay, maybe Barrett-Jackson has already started, and these were some of the deals from earlier this week. All right, so this one sold for $25,000. That is hella cheap for one of these things, especially judging from this picture. Looks to be in good condition. I love the T-tops that you can see right there. 65 Impala Convertible. This Impala has a respray but the top and interior are original. 95,000 miles on the 327 and 4-speed for less than 20 grand. That is another beautiful car. 66 Nova Dragster. Let's see. We're a sucker for vintage drag cars, and this one looks like a lot of fun. It has some vintage paint and equally vintage speed parts. But the look of it, by the look of it, it was built in the 70s for one of the NHRA stock classes. It's got a naturally aspirated 327 and a power glide with a whopping 5.88 to 1 gears in the differential. Less than 18 grand, and you got yourself 66 Nova. This is a car that is near and dear to my heart. I love the third-gen Camaros. I'm a sucker for them. I know they aren't the greatest cars in the world, but I've owned one. Family has owned one as well. Yep, I'll drive that car all day long. Anyways, this one is an 83 Berlinetta. Berlinetta was a more technologically, I want to say advanced, but it had more technological features in it. A little bit more schwanky. This one has a 305 5-speed T-tops and only 10,500 miles on it, and it sold for $7,500.
Someday, honey.
Someday. I mean, I would have, if I had the money and the opportunity, I would have paid 10 grand. I would have paid $1 a mile for that car. I would have probably paid even more because it's in, other than, it is white, but, beyond that, great car. 69 Plymouth Satellite. This one is, if you're looking for a unique Mopar that doesn't cost a fortune, look at the alternate B-body Plymouth Satellite. It's a mod top car with original paint and 48,000 miles. Holy crap. It's for a 69 and only have 48,000 miles. And this 318 powered car sold for $17,000. Yeah, that's another sigh. 65 Shelby GT350 recreation. Cool. Probably can't say that because of anyways, back to the show. If you do the math, a clean fastback Mustang is going to cost you 25 grand. Add all the Shelby body parts, the Windsor, and the Tremec 5-speed, and you've easily spent the $36,000 that this car sold for in parts alone. Absolutely. And since it's not a real Shelby, you can drive the hell out of it. That is a pretty car. Okay. Oh, here's another one. This one you'd really love, honey. It's not a Judge, but it is a 69 Pontiac GTO convertible.
Yes.
Best deals are on restorations that are selling between 20 and 30 grand. This 69 GTO convertible offers a 400 with a 3-speed and is well optioned. For 30 grand, it's worth the sum of its parts. Oh my God, yes. To get in a car that looks that good for under 50 grand is a hell of a deal. 69 Corvette Convertible. Excuse me. This Corvette sold for $25,000. It's a factory AC car, small block, 3-speed automatic, and it needs nothing. And it's red with a black top. Ooh, that is pretty. Come on, people. I need more subscribers so I can make some money. Something a little different. 1931 Ford Model A. And this one sold for 20 grand. Someone scored this roadside attraction with a 4-cylinder and 3-speed. Super cool jalopy for the money. That is very cool. I like the pickup, that it's a pickup. 69 Chevelle. Oh. Original owner, small block Chevelle that will retain its $19,000 selling price. It would cost twice the price to restore it, and they only are stock once. That is true. They do need to do something about the wheels, because those are not stock, and I do not care for those style wheels. But otherwise, damn. Less than 20 grand. Now, this is not quite my thing, but I'm sure the deal nonetheless. 1962 F100 Custom. It looks like it's a dragster by, definite, by the big wheels and the, I don't know, those. $26,000. It has a 555 cubic inch big block Chevy with a supercharger and speed parts all over the place. If you want to get attention, it's better than a Lambo. You're going to get attention, but a Lambo is going to give you quite a lot of attention as well. And that is just a few of the cars that have already sold at Barrett. It's another car that has just been announced by Porsche that they're actually going to produce. It's a Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 Club Sport RGT rally car. Come on back over here. There we go. So the GT4 Sport Club rally car. Last summer, Porsche treated the world to a fully functioning concept car. However, at that point, they said, don't get too hyped about it. It's not going into production. However, they have announced today, and this was today, that the company has announced it will start building the rally car, and it will be ready for racing in 2020. According to Porsche, it decided to produce the Cayman rally car because it was extremely well received by everyone they talked to at the ADAC Rally Deutschland, where the car did some demo stages. Fairly affordable to build since it's similar to the road car and an existing race car. A few minor changes, and they're all good ones. Whereas the concept was based on the old Cayman GT4 Club Sport, the protection car will be derived from the new 718 Cayman GT4 Club Sport. It's a subtle name change, but when it comes to lighting, similar to a street car and the Massage 3.8 liter flat 6 engine, it's going to make about 420 horsepower, and it looks pretty damn cool. Let's bring you back out and we'll go through a few other pictures of the car. So there's a car, and let's get another look. Now for me, I'm thinking that's a little bit low for a rally car, but again, what do I know? I'd love to see this thing on the road, much less a rally circuit. Nice studded tires there. Yes, sir. All right. We're running just about to the end of the live stream here. This is something that a lot of guys at the live stream last night that I hung in for had asked about. Ford and VW, I wasn't sure about this myself, but I did find this story that they did announce a global alliance, and the first thing that they're going to be collaborating on will be commercial vans and pickup trucks. On Tuesday, Ford and Volkswagen revealed details of a global alliance. In a joint statement, the automakers said that they confirmed the company intends to develop commercial vans and medium-sized pickup trucks for global markets beginning as early as 2022. Now, if you guys remember from last week's live stream, 2022 is the expected date for the new Ranger. Coincidence? I think not. Global Alliance will be strictly in agreement to collaborate. There are no mergers or shared ownership for now. According to the companies, the alliance will drive significant scale and efficiencies and enable both companies to share investments in vehicle architectures that deliver distinct capabilities and technologies. The outline of the new alliance were fairly modest. Volkswagen has previously announced a pickup truck, the Amarok, while Ford is a leader in the U.S. pickup market with the best-selling F-150 and the Ranger midsize. In Europe and in the U.S., Ford also has a strong commercial van business. The anticipated tie-up on new mobility efforts were pushed off, at least for the moment. So EV cars and autonomous and all that stuff, they're going to explore that, but that's going to be later on. Right now they're working, and really this just sounds like it's more of a deal for Volkswagen than it is for Ford, but maybe they're getting something else that we don't know about yet. Over time, this alliance will help both companies create value and meet the needs of our customers and society. Ooh. So that's the skinny on the Volkswagen-Ford alliance. All right, last thing is something that my daughter Grayson found that I also thought was pretty cool. This is not new. New news per se, because this came out in September of 2017. These rims that you see right here, they're in conjunction, as you see up there, Maxion and Michelin tires, a flexible wheel. Yes, a flexible wheel. So if you hit a pothole, which I know here in Vermont we have plenty of them, they will bend rather than break. So this is how they're multi-piece, come together like that. And let's see if we can get the video, because there's a video that I don't see here. That's too bad. Let me see if I can find that video for it, because it's wicked cool. Bear with me, guys. Maxion flexible wheel. There we go. Let's just get to the... Alright, here we go. That's a normal wheel. And it shows how they can bend and break. Yeah. Let's get up to where it shows the... you can see. That's what the Michelin tires do to help keep the wheels from breaking. But the rims actually do something as well. Let's see if they... Nope, they didn't show that part. Wicked cool, though. Let me see if... I don't know if you saw that there. right there. The rim bends, but it does not break. Along with the tire changes by Michelin, these things could mean the end of having to worry about your tires every time you hit a pothole. Like I say, here in Vermont, we definitely have our share of potholes and bad rims. All right, so final thing we're gonna do before we take a hike for tonight. Got a new video, another how well did it hold up video that will drop later tonight. I've just finished editing it, and that'll be uploaded probably not too much later after we're done here. The new vehicle is going to be an 05 Toyota Highlander. So keep your eyes out for that. As far as where we are sitting channel-wise, we are sitting at 265 subscribers. We've had a total of 50,000 channel views over the 19 or so months that we've been doing this. What else is Instagram. How many are we looking at here? We got 228 followers on Instagram. We've gone down a bit there. And Facebook, we are at 740 people following, 727 people liking. So there we are. I did post this question on the Facebook page. See if people would like these to be rebroadcast on Facebook. I may give that a thought over tonight, and if it does, this of course will be the live stream on Fridays at 7:30, and then we'll post the rebroadcast about the same time on Saturday. Maybe we'll edit some other stuff in to make it fresh, but we'll have to see about that. Well, anyways, thank you for the few of you that hung around and stayed in it for the show. Have a day.